Experience is a comb that nature gives to men when they are bald. A pleasant voice brings a snake out of its hole. He who wants a rose must beware of the thorn. Thinking is the essence of wisdom. With a sweet tongue and kindness, you can drag an elephant by a hair. The arrow that has left the bone never returns. The earth is a host who kills his guests. The night hides a world, but reveals a universe. Do not cut down the tree that gives you shade. Habits are first cobwebs, then cables. Drawn wells have the sweetest water. Trust in God, but tie your camel tightly. A stone thrown at the right time might be better than gold given at the wrong time. The world is a rose. Smell it and pass it on to your friends. Do not use words that are too big for your mouth. Listening to good advice is the way of wealth. God gives to us according to the measure of our hearts. Treat your superior as a father, your equal as a brother, and your inferior as a son. Don't despise pepper because it is small. Eat and see how pungent it is. One scabby goat infects the flock. The eyes can do 1,000 things that the fingers can't. A sword in the hands of a drunken slave is less dangerous than science in the hands of an immoral man. Thinking well is wise, planning well wiser, but doing well is the wisest and best of all. Water long stagnant becomes putrid. When its time has come, the prey goes to the hunter. The hand that gives is also the hand that receives. An ungrateful son is a wart on his father's nose. He leaves it alone and it's ugly. He removes it and it hurts. For walls make a man free. In the hour of adversity, be not without hope. To an ant, a few drops of dew are a flood. The larger a man's roof, the more snow it collects. Take care lest your tongue cut off your head. Friendship with a fool may turn into a hug from a bear. The best instruction is to practice what you preach. Maturity comes from wisdom, not in the passing of years. Doubt is the key to knowledge. A diamond fallen into a dunghill is no less precious. Never open a door that you can't lock again. The big drum only sounds well from a distance. Every man goes up to his death bearing in his hands only that which he has given away. Solved riddles look easy. If you tell the truth too early, you are laughed at. Too late, and you were stoned. A blind man who sees is better than a sighted man who is blind. The best memory is that which forgets nothing but injuries. While yearning for excess, we lose necessities. Fear those who do not fear God. Life is like perpetual drunkenness. The pleasure passes, but the headache remains. Little by little, the wool becomes a carpet. You can close the city gates, but you can't close a person's mouth. Death is a camel that lies down at every door. Necessity changes a lion into a fox. Luck is infatuated with the efficient. A timely tear is better than a misplaced smile. In this world, generous people have no money, and those with money are not generous. Look in the sky, not in the pond, to find the moon. The way a house is decorated will tell much about its owner. A greedy man is always poor. One sin is too much, 100 prayers not enough. You cannot hang everything on one nail. The guard's sleep is the lamplight of the thief. Bribery makes both parties happy. Write kindness in marble, write injuries in dust. That smells bad, said the cat about meat it cannot reach. The wise man who does not put his knowledge into practice is like a bee that gives no honey. 1 pound of learning could require an army of common sense to apply. There are 3 things that have to be done quickly: burying the dead, opening the door for a stranger, and fixing your daughter's wedding. You can't pick up 2 melons with 1 hand. The pleasure of finding something is worth more than what you find. He who doesn't go to war roars like a lion. Once a friend, always a friend. You can't escape death and guests. He whose heart is aroused by love will never die. The needle makes clothes but stays naked. Use your enemy's hand to catch a snake. An arrow can be pulled out of a wound, but a hurtful word stays forever in your heart. When you are really thirsty, you don't desire 1,000 pearls. You can't squeeze blood from a rock. When a cat wants to eat her kittens, she says they look like mice. When the snake is old, the frog will tease him. If you enter the city of the blind, cover your eyes. The loveliest faces are to be seen by moonlight when one sees half with the eye and half with the fancy. Our real grave is not in the ground, but in men's hearts. You don't put a wooden pot on the fire twice. Gold bears more gold. A beggar will always be a beggar, even if you give him the whole world. There are 3 kinds of enemies: your enemy himself, the friend of your enemy, and the enemy of your friend. Heaven is at the feet of mothers. Deaths are like women. Once you have them, you can't get rid of them. Never marry a woman who has bigger feet than you.